Good morning. Welcome to Great Transition Strategies, Monday Morning Standup. 5 minutes to get your week off to a great start and potentially give you something to help make you a more effective leader. As an executive coach, I work with high-performing leaders like you to help them build their self-awareness, understand how they lead so they can be more effective and love what they do. Today's topic, social wellness. And this is in the context of overall wellness that we've been working on. So, social wellness, what's the definition of it? Definition, it's the ability or it's having meaningful friendships. Right off the bat, you might go, whoa, Gary, wait a minute. I am not responsible for ensuring people that I work with have meaningful friendships. You're right, you're not. But what are you responsible for? I think as leaders, we are responsible for ensuring the time and space that people have the opportunity to have meaningful friendships. All right, so let's dig into a little bit. This is coming from Gallup, who's done a study on workforce engagement and what came out of overall workplace wellness. Came up with 5 areas. And we started last week with career wellness. Today we're doing social wellness. So here's a couple of insights into what they found. One, people that are not engaged at work generally work in teams where they do not have friendships or get along with the folks there. Not a great surprise, but their graph of overall wellness, it's low and it goes up and down. They'll come to work, they might find folks that they meet with at the beginning of the day, friends, high level of engagement, move to a team, not very friendly with folks, low, lunch, high, people they're hanging with, low, afternoon. So it goes up and down. Those folks who have a high level of engagement, guess what? It's well above that graph. It's a much flatter graph. They're engaged and they have friendships in there and they're engaged pretty at a very high level throughout the day. So that speaks well. So for us, you think, okay, so maybe what do I need to do about this? How can I do this? Let's talk about a couple other insight and impacts of social wellness, having those friendships. Okay, think about you look about individuals. Well, let's talk about COVID. COVID, we were isolated. People were not there at work. This was going on. A lot of this data was before COVID, so this is not just because of COVID, but they found social isolation has a very negative impact on levels of engagement and social wellness. To the point, social isolation is as equivalent to having a toxic boss. And you know what a toxic boss does for you. So having levels of engagement are extremely important for individuals. What else do they find? What's the quantity you need of social engagement to be well, to affect your wellness positively? 6 hours. You're not going to get all that outside of the workplace. So folks are going to want it in the workplace. What about technology? Technology, however you're engaging, it works. It creates positivity as long as they're interacting with folks. Technology doesn't matter. Virtual, phone, text, in person. However, in person does have the most positive impact. Something to think about. The people we are around affect us. You know that when you're around positive people, they're going to have a positive impact on us. It is studied and proven that if you hang around folks that are unhealthy, obese, drinkers, you're going to be in a similar situation. They affect your wellness overall. So we as leaders and the teams that we create have an effect on people's wellness. All right. So what? So as leaders, what can we do about this? And that's my whole point. You as a leader, what are you doing to increase social wellness for the individuals that work on your team? And what else can you do? So you think about from the onboarding process to the company or to your team, how do you onboard them? Do you bring in social parts to that so they can meet and become friendly with folks? What about ongoing pieces? Do you recognize? So think about career wellness. Do you recognize individuals' performance in front of the group so you see career wellness there? So that way it's integrated with the other pieces of wellness. I think our responsibility as leaders is to create the time and space for individuals so they can interact socially, which will, in turn, help us, help the organization, help them. They will be engaged, and we're going to be more productive overall. How can you create the time and space to improve social wellness in your organization? Thanks for listening. Have a great week. See you next Monday morning, 8:30.